Hello, everybody. This is Ryan Koki of the Seahawk Recap Show, and welcome to the divisional round playoff predictions. And after wild card weekend, man, that was such an entertaining playoff. There were a lot of blowouts. The only game that wasn't a blowout was the Lions and Rams game, and that was a barrel of excitement, even for someone who is a Seahawks fan and they're team isn't in. I really enjoy the playoffs, and I really enjoyed making those wild card game recaps for you guys, and it was really fun. Before we get into this video, though, if you like this video, please consider giving it a like so I know I'm doing a good job, and please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on any future content on this channel because I will be recapping, like I've done all season long, the rest of Super Bowl 58 playoffs for this season. So you won't want to miss out on any of those videos. But let's get into the video itself and let's get into my playoff predictions. One thing I learned in the wild card weekend was that anything can happen. Anything can happen. I didn't expect the Texans to make it. I thought the Browns were going to beat them there, and it turned out not to be. But we got some matchups here that we can discuss. Let's start off with game one on Saturday. It is the Ravens versus the Texans, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN or ABC. And I don't really know. I think this game will be a lot closer than a lot of people think. Remember, the Texans put up 45 points as a team on the Browns with a rookie head coach and a rookie QB. I think this Texans team has a really bright future ahead of them and could surprise people in this game. However, I do think the Ravens have enough experience, and I'm going to treat them like the number one seed in the AFC and say they will win it in a close one, 31-24. But one thing I will say as well is that although I'm treating them like the number one seed in the AFC because that's what they got in the regular season stats, at least in the wild card that we saw, don't matter. Anybody can win in these playoffs. You start from zero, literally zero. We saw it with the Buccaneers completely manhandling the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw it with the Texans manhandling the Browns, and we saw it with this team manhandling the Dallas Cowboys in their route to this game right here, game 2, 49ers versus Packers, 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And this is also Saturday. I've got to give some credit where credit is due. I'm pretty sure no one expected the Packers to put up 48 points on Dallas at home. Coming in not only as the youngest team in the NFL at 25 years of age, I believe it's also like 25 years of age and 214 days or something like that, but also to come in on the road as the seventh seed in the NFC and shut down a Dallas team that was 16-0 at home in the regular season. That is awesome to see. And what a storyline. Unfortunately for the Packers, I don't think for one moment that Kyle Shanahan will take them lightly and underestimate the Packers. And he will be prepared offensively and defensively to stop this young team. 34-21 is the final score, and I think the 49ers take it. But again, I think that the Packers ultimately to stop Brock Purdy and this high powered 49ers offense is going to be getting to Brock Purdy, making sure you have the pass rush to get to Brock Purdy. Because if you frazzle Brock Purdy and he's not able to make his deep reads to his receivers, then there could be a little bit of an issue there. And the defense for the Packers played great last week. We'll just see what happens with the 49ers. Let's get to game 3 on Sunday, and it's going to be the Lions versus the Buccaneers, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Now, this one was really hard to call for me because I believe this game could honestly be a 50-50 coin flip. On the one hand, you have the Lions, who did win their first playoff game in 32 years, who could be running into this game on Sunday with a lot of emotional energy and a lot of confidence, which is a good thing, but they do have some flaws in the passing game, and they only won the wild card game by 1 point and a great second half by their defense. Again, when I'm talking about the passing woes that I saw for the Lions, they had 367 yards put up against them by Matthew Stafford. And, that could be a problem because the Buccaneers absolutely shredded the Eagles. Meanwhile, you have the Buccaneers that completely like geek beat Philadelphia. And the one flaw I see with the Bucks team that could potentially also be one of its greatest strengths is they run a lot of blitzing because of the type of style that Todd Bowles loves to run, which it's great for rushing the passer and could be used to stop the run game. And it could also, if it's as effective as stopping Jalen Hurts as it was with the amount of pressure, I think Jared Goff could succumb to that pressure and start making mistakes, which could be very good for the Bucks. However, if Jared Goff and the Lions can not only seal the edges with the offensive tackles and the offensive line in general, like I'm looking at Taylor Decker, I'm looking at Penei Sewell, if those guys get going, I think they could really work out. And it's also about throwing quick passes. Don't allow yourself to hold the ball for too long because I think this could be, if everything goes right, if you're able to throw the quick passing game, if you're able to, seal the edges against this Bucks team and, not miss your tackles on wide receivers that should be stopped, I think this is a very winnable situation for the Lions, and that's why I'm giving it to them in another close one, 28-24. We get to the final game of the divisional, and it's the Bills versus the Chiefs, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. And just like the Lions and Bucks game, I think this also could be a 50-50 coin flip because these teams really put on a show in the playoffs. They've really made it entertaining. Both teams provided excellent performances to win their games. However, they both have weaknesses for the other team to exploit. For the Chiefs, they still have a wide receiver problem. It's been plaguing them all season with the drops. It's been plaguing them all season where they just keep dropping passes and they should be converting on them. They also, in the wild card, had a favorable matchup against the Dolphins. Not only were they at Arrowhead, but the Dolphins didn't look cohesive at all in cold temperatures and had a lot of their defensive pass rush injured. But they have one thing over the Bills, and that is that their defense isn't injured to hell and back. For the Bills, their secondary has a lot of holes in it right now, losing some backup linebackers last game against the Steelers, and they still have a little bit of a cornerback problem that could prove detrimental to their success if Patrick Mahomes can get on the same page with his wide receivers. However, this is Patrick Mahomes' first game on the road in his career. So I'm going to give the win to the Bills Mafia 24-21. And the only reason why I'm giving it to the Bills at this point is because Josh Allen in the game against the Steelers was able to do whatever he wanted. And I understand that this isn't the Steelers defense. This is the Chiefs defense. And the Chiefs defense has been providing a heck of a show. At least in the wildcard game, they were, getting pressured. They were getting all these things. But if Josh Allen can tear up a little bit of that Chiefs secondary, which I think he honestly can. I think Josh Allen is a very good quarterback, and I think honestly Patrick Mahomes is a very good quarterback, but I think being on the road for Patrick Mahomes is going to be a lot harder because he's not in a favorable situation. He's in a hostile environment. Plus, his wide receivers are dropping passes. The communication with the offense this year on the Chiefs hasn't been great. So that's why I'm giving it to the Bills, but we'll see. Again, like I've said probably multiple times in this video, anybody can win in the playoffs. We'll see how this playoff prediction shakes out. Anyways, that is it for the divisional round predictions. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on Saturday for the divisional round game recaps. And I hope you really enjoy. They'll either come out Sunday morning they'll probably come out Sunday morning, double upload to this channel, and they'll be in the playoff game recap playlist. So stay tuned for those. And I hope you enjoy this weekend of playoff football. And let's see if I get any of these predictions right.